We're going to take a look at the gun trips open stick concept. Now this time we're going to run a little bit differently than what we've shown in some of the other breakdowns. What we're going to do with this particular stick concept is rather than having a receiver running the curl route to go ahead and open up the receiver running the stick route, we're actually going to hot route a receiver on an in route and then extend his route. And you'll see here exactly what happens when we do this. So let's go ahead and take a look at it on the field. This time we're going to run this against a 3-4 stack, cover 3. Now, one other thing I want to point out here while we're doing these breakdowns is a lot of players this year aren't running the more of the traditional defenses like pass defenses, such as the pass formations, such as the quarters, the dime, and even the dollar. A lot of the guys are even running more like the 46, the 3-4s. You'll see more of those than I've seen in years before. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff you can do here with this particular concept, even against the the 3-4 stack, cover 3. And what we're going to do here is on the outside here, we got him running the gold route. We're not going to do anything with Reed, but the inside receiver right there, actually the inside slot receiver right there, which is Parrish, he's running the little quick out. We're going to hot route him on an in route, and then we're going to extend it, and you'll see why here in just a second. And on the other route out here, we can do whatever we want with Hardy. We can have him again run that little slant out if we wanted to, or we can have him run a fade route or something like that, or a streak or whatever. So we're going to have him run a fade for now, but just keep in mind any one of those things I just showed earlier you can do. The last thing we want to do is we want to take control of Lynch, and we want to go ahead and hot route him on a drag and then motion him over. And again, we're going to get that trio look on this side over here. And the receiver we're going to look to throw to is Evans. Now I want you to watch this and see how open Evans gets because of this route combination I'm just showing right here. See how open he gets? That's how nice that is. That's a nice 6-7 yards. You can run this against several different formations and even different plays. Like, for instance, time we're running against cover 2, and you're going to get a lot of nice results with this. So this is something I wanted to point out. We'll go ahead and look at this from the top-down view in just a second. This is a nice little play you can run to get that little 5 yards that you might need. So again, we got Parrish running that in route, and again, the idea of his route is any linebacker that would be playing a hook zone or any other defender that would be playing a hook zone is going to have to respect him and is going to go in this area here and drop back, and therefore it's going to leave Evans wide open. The idea of having Lynch run this little drag route now, which is actually a flat route, is to make sure none of these defenders that would be playing the flat come over here to cover Evans. That's the reason we do this. Now this is against cover 2. See again how that guy dropped back. Now initially it looked like he wasn't going to, but as soon as that guy runs that in route, it forces that linebacker, whatever defender would be playing that hook zone, to drop back. And keep in mind, this is cover 2, and therefore there's even more defenders dropping in hook zones. So let's go ahead and take a look at it again here, and you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, there you go right there. Now let's go up here and zoom in on this guy right here. If you watch closely, again, here's this guy right now. Right now, initially, he's sitting where he's supposed to be. He's in good position to defend that. But watch what happens with this receiver here running that in route. Right there, okay, he's sitting right there, and this guy's in good position. Now, if I could probably still make this throw, but I'd have to lead it to the outside. If I was getting pressured, I'd have to lead it to the outside. Never, whenever you make the throw, never lead it to this side, to the inside. Always try to throw your passes to the outside of wherever the defender. If this defender was sitting over here, in this area here, then we'd want to throw the ball to the outside over here, or to the inside in this area here. So keep that in mind. Now let's keep an eye on this guy right here running that in route again. Now watch what happens to this linebacker. He's going to wind up dropping back into this area here, and that's going to allow our receiver running the stick route to get wide open. There he is, dropping back. And that leaves that nice little void for us to make that throw right in that area. And that's the beautiful thing about this concept. It's pretty consistent against most coverages as far as zone coverage. You're going to find him open 90%, probably 90% of the time he should be wide open. The only reason he wouldn't be open if your opponent was to manually try to defend him, or if you spotlighted him. And that's something else you want to look at too. Maybe put a scrub receiver in there, or some receiver that maybe he wouldn't really think about being open. Well, that'd be the receiver you just have to throw it to him. There's nobody in the area that's going to knock that ball out, and that's what I'm saying there. So you don't necessarily have to have a good receiver running these routes. You could just have an ordinary receiver run this route, and then hopefully your opponent won't think to guard him, and it's going to leave that guy that much more open. So that's something you can do and think about when you run this concept as far as the stick concept goes.